Hey, life group leaders, how's it going? I can't believe we're in week 3 of the red letters. These words of Jesus speaking to you and to me today, even though he spoke them 2,000 years ago, they are just as relevant today. We started out with come, Jesus' invitation, come to me. That's an invitation to everyone. And then follow me. What does it look like to follow Jesus in this day and age of quickly following people online and then unfollowing people? We don't know what it means to follow, and that's what we looked at last week. And my hope is that you had a rich conversation with your life group about what it looks like to follow Jesus. And then this coming Sunday, we're going to look at Mark 8, this idea of take up your cross. It's like, in case you don't know what it means to follow me, Jesus said, take up your cross. Briefly, I just want to read from Mark 8 and 34. If any man would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. What does that mean? Take up his cross and follow me. Well, this is right before Jesus literally is going to go to the cross, right before Good Friday. And a cross was a public declaration of death. In fact, it was anyone in defiance of the empire. And so Rome said, hey, we're going to crucify people. The cross was the electric chair of its day. It was the public reality of death because someone was against the empire. And so when the calling from Jesus is to you and to me to follow me, come to me, follow me, take up your cross daily, what does that mean? It means to publicly put to death some things that are still controlling your life, things that you're letting take control of your life. What might that be? So take time as a group to discuss, and find that balance of how much you share, like we talked about a couple weeks ago. But it would be real powerful if together in your group you discuss what does it look like to take up your cross. What public thing might need to die in your walk with the Lord, and have the guts and courage to share that. I would encourage you to prepare beforehand. I know you all do, but really pray and prepare for the hearts of your group, especially as you might lean into this public declaration of what needs to die. I think about in my life an area I was just kind of awakened to that I was like, God, I don't think I want to die to that part of me. I want to keep control. And that's my relationship with my dad. Many of you know the story of that, but long story short, he popped into my life again just a couple days ago, got a text, say, hey, can I come watch the girls play tennis? Sure. And there's a whole funny story of him riding a recumbent bike right down the middle of the tennis courts. Stop, talk to the coach. My girls are like, what is happening? Grandpa John, please. And then within about 20 minutes, he texts the woman that he is living with, that he met while moving here. Maybe I'm sharing, maybe it's TMI. And before I know it, I'm meeting her. Her name is Shirley. And of course I said, Shirley, you can't be serious, Dad, that this is happening right now. Just a lot. But I know that God is saying, Ryan, you need to die to your self-control of this relationship with your dad. If you want to experience resurrection in that life, you've got to die to your self-control. And I'm trying to figure it out. So I'm with you on this journey. We're together on this journey, truly, of publicly letting stuff that needs to die. Another misnomer when it comes to what does it mean, your cross to bear. Some people are like, that's just my cross to bear. You'll see all kinds of memes and whatever, Instagram reels, TikToks, all the things that are like, just my cross to bear. Or some people will say like, to take up your cross daily means if you don't get a clear answer from God, clearly it's the most difficult thing. The thing that's like most painful, that must be what God is calling me to do. And that's not necessarily true, because we see in Scripture that God created everything and it was good. And he created fruit that was pleasing to the eye and good to the taste. He wants us to experience joy. In fact, following Jesus is the most joy-filled life. It's the abundant life. So it's not that you're meant to live some oppressive life of poverty and despondency, to follow Christ. No. There's joy. So just pay attention to that. It's a wisdom pursuit of what it means to take up your cross daily. I want to end with you all just encouraging you as a group to talk about what does it really mean to follow Jesus. Thinking about all the social media channels that we follow, and I'm guilty of it too. We're following Twitter and different authors, writers, speakers. I love listening to my favorite pastors and authors on podcasts. There's some great listens out there. You follow CNN, follow Fox, follow ESPN, all the things. Maybe one challenge to show that you're following Jesus is that for 7 days, it'll be a 7-day unfollow challenge. Unfollow all the social media screen things, including TV and magazines even, and everything. Just like 7 days. Stop it all. Just a quick stop, a hard stop. Because the average American is spending 6 hours a day watching videos. I don't know where you are on that spectrum, but the point is you and I both could stop watching things, listening to other voices in order to hear the voice of God, in order to follow Jesus. So 7 days. Now, some of you might be in the marketing world. I know some of you are. And I know I post stuff out there to stay connected to our church, but I'm going to be with you on this journey of not following, posting. It's going to be hard. I post a bunch of stuff. I posted something today that happened at Olathe East where my girls go to school for the Fathers Club, and they're like, "Oh, Dad, please." And I was at the PEP assembly. You can creep in my Instagram, Facebook page about that. But I'll be stopping that because I just want to carve out more space to listen to God. That might be a challenge you consider challenging your group. Of course, it starts with you. Are you willing to do this? All right, life group leaders of LPC, I love you. I'm grateful for you. Life groups are the lifeblood of the church. And we want to see life groups expand because there are not enough people connected in core gospel-centered relationships. I believe that when we commit to community, the command to live one another lives, that it's a commandment. As a follower of Christ, we are commanded to live in one another lives, love one another, serve one another, pray for one another. But you can't do that alone. That means you have to physically be connected. And so I encourage you to lean into that. We want to see our groups double. Right now we have 7 active life groups. I hope next year we have 14. We want to grow. That's where true life and transformation occurs. So love you, praying for you. As always, you can call me, text me if you have any questions. Remember that next week, week 4, Kevin McIlvain, our youth pastor, is preaching. He's awesome. He's a gifted communicator, and he's going to be talking about what it means to love God and love others. The greatest commandment of all. I love you, praying for you, and we'll see you all this Sunday. God bless.